In this video, we're going to cover absolute, relative, and polar coordinates, how to get this file menu on your screen, and how to add the snap feature toolbar. So let's get started on absolute, relative, and polar coordinates. Absolute coordinates use your 0, 0. So if I wanted to draw a line and I typed in chose line, type 0, comma 0, it's going to start at the 0, 0 part of my, whoops, I don't think I got the line command. There we go. It's going to start at the 0, 0 of my screen. So this right here where my X, Y is, that would be 0, 0. So if I wanted to draw a line that was 4 inches long, I could type in 4 comma 0, and that line's now 4 inches long that I just created. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on absolute coordinates because I don't use them often in CAD. Relative coordinates, the difference is wherever I select my starting point, and this doesn't matter if it's a rectangle, an arc, a circle, a polyline, or a line, we're just going to focus a little more on line and circle. So I'm going to choose my line command anywhere I select. Now relative, what it does when I hit shift, I hold the shift button and select 2, that's the @ symbol. When I select the shift @ 2 to give myself your @ symbol, and you'll see where it says specify your next point, and there's the @ symbol. What it does is it temporarily tells the computer wherever I selected my initial start of my line or my center of my circle or anything like that, it's going to be the temporary 0, 0. So if I want to do a 4-inch line, I'm going to put in that coordinate. I'm going to put in 4 comma 0 and hit enter. And notice there's my 4-inch line and it started wherever I wanted it to be. Polar coordinates is very similar. I'm going to select my line and I'm just going to select anywhere on my screen. Now the difference is, again, I'm going to do my shift and my @ symbol, and that tells the computer where I just selected is my 0, 0. And the difference is here, you put your distance and the angle that you want to go. So if I want to create this 4-inch line, I'm going to put in 4. And then if you look down on your screen, you're looking for one of your little carets. It's the less than sign. It's right beside your M. I'm going to hit Shift M. Gives you that little angle sign. And now I'm putting in the angle. And since I'm going straight out to the right, that's at the 0 degree. So if you think of your 0, straight up and down would be 90. If I was going to the left, that's 180. If I was going straight down, that would be 270. So I'm just going to drag straight out to the right. Doesn't matter where my cursor is. And I'm going to put the angle of 0. And that's that 4-inch line. Another way that you can put in your measurement is by using what's called dynamic input. And that is how you place your cursor is going to place your line. So I'm just going to add my line. And again, I'm going to specify somewhere on my screen as my start point. And wherever I have my cursor going, that is going to be the direction of my line. So if I drag my cursor straight out and I type in 4 and hit enter, that line is 4 inches. So we have our absolute, relative, polar, and then our dynamic input to put in our lines. Now, some things that you have to set up, and I should have mentioned this in another video, but I wanted to make sure everybody has this file, edit, view, insert. It should be automatic when you start your AutoCAD drawing, but if it's not, you want to go up here on this little drop-down menu and make sure it says show or show menu bar. Right now, if I select hide menu bar, it's gone. I'm going to go back, show menu bar. And now you have that menu bar. The second thing I wanted to show you was how to get this snap bar here. So we're going to go to Tools, go to Toolbars, AutoCAD, and our Object Snap Bar. And we're going to be using that a little more frequently as we move through drawings, but I wanted to mention it because it's something that we use quite often. And if you look on here, you'll actually see these options. If I put my cursor over the top, I'm going to start my line command. We don't really use this temporary track point but you have snap from, you have your snap to endpoint. So notice these things that we're going through, snap to midpoint, look very similar to our object snap. The only difference is if I have a star on my screen and I have a whole bunch of lines, let's just put a crazy amount of lines here, and I'm trying to get to the intersection. And every time I create a line, it's wanting to snap to maybe the midpoint, or maybe it wants to snap to an endpoint, and I don't want it to. I'm trying to get it to snap to that intersection. I can come up here and choose this object snap to, let's do intersection, and it will only snap to the intersections. Notice it's not snapping to a midpoint anymore, only to intersections of two lines, or if you had an arc from your circle intersecting a line or another circle. So that is how you would utilize this object snap. It's a one-time click. So if I click my intersection here, now if I go back, notice the midpoints are coming up, endpoints would come up, intersections would come up. So just keep that in mind. All right, so today we covered how to do absolute, relative, polar, and direct dimensions. We learned how to add this menu up here and how to create this quick, short object snap toolbar.